All right. Dinesh, I work with AWS. So I think I'm going to talk about how Postgres makes C look even beautiful. My last memory about C was from the college days when I used to do competitive coding. And you all know how cryptic that whole code looks like, right? So recently I started hacking around Postgres, and then I was like, would I be able to make sense of it or not? So I'll show you some examples what it looks like. For the folks like me who worked on higher level languages like Java and Kotlin, there are a lot of constructs which are really missing in C. So, for example, here the PG function info v1, it looks like an annotation, the way annotation works in Java. But it does, it's actually kind of implemented using C macros, and it does the externalizing function for you. So now, with the lack of this, the actual code would have looked something like this, which again makes reading the whole code difficult. If you give attention to the detail, that semicolon at the end of info underscore version, v1 and version is kind of interesting. Anyone here like knows that that semicolon is mandatory? Usually macros doesn't need to end with semicolon, but that's really mandatory, and the original author kind of made it look like C statement and not just a macro. So if you dive deep into that, so that semicolon actually ends up with a extern int no such variable, and if you don't mention that semicolon, the compiler gives you kind of error that hey, there is a missing semicolon. And if you don't use this extern int and just put a semicolon, the compiler just gives you a warning like, hey, it's a null statement and why are you even adding it? Exception handling. PG offers constructs like PG try, catch, finally, and try, and obviously it won't be able to catch your segmentation faults, but it definitely can. You will be able to handle e-reports you throw out of the main business logic. It's not exactly like the JVM like runtimes does the garbage collection, but at least you don't need to worry about releasing on the memory the way you do in C and C++ in Postgres. You just allocate it in your user-defined functions, and Postgres kind of automatically takes care of releasing them. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.